Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Now we're going to have a real heavy day on the channel today. I've lined us up 4 super duper heavy bands. But before we get into that, what I've done is I've sorted this out a new patch to go on the website. Got that on the screen. And it's actually come out really, really nice. So if you're a bit of a kind of patch fiend or whatever, you got a battle vest and whatever, should look good on there. So head over to the website if you're interested in that. I've set all the prices as low as they can possibly go. But what with the inflation and the cost of shipping and stuff nowadays, the prices are higher than I'd like them to be, is basically what I'm trying to get at, but I have set them as low as possible. I make literally no money off any of the merch on the website, so I just want people to get hold of it if they like it, and taking a picture if you're wearing it, if you wore it to a gig, if you wore it on stage, if you're in a band, man, that would be way better than making any money off the shirts or anything like that. I'd get much more of a buzz just seeing people wearing the merch. And if you recognize someone who's wearing the merch when you're out at a gig or something like that, that would be the dopest. Anyway, if you like a patch, head over to the website. All links are in the description. Now, what I've done this week is, because we've not got anyone who's kind of skipping the queue this week, so it's up to me to choose what I want to put on the show, and I'm just going to go super heavy today. I pulled out 4 bands. They're kind of deathcore, modern metalcore, modern super heavy hardcore, just core music pretty much. Lots of breakdowns and chugging and heavy stuff. But man, the mixes and just the modern sound of these bands is so pounding and heavy. That's what I've set up for us today. The first band we're going to look at is called Rotnest. Their track is called Mono. Let's give these guys a spin. Oh, we actually have to turn these guys up. Just a 3-piece. Nice punch. Got a nice fatness on that guitar, considering it's just a 3-piece. Cool. Sick. Love the way he was working that ride there. Dope video. Looks like he wears this mask and stuff. So there's a new metal edge kind of in that way. These guys are that kind of new hardcore, new metalcore, new deathcore, whatever you want to call it. Fat and chuggy and breakdowny, down tempo edge to it as well. Thought it sounded dope. I like the distortion on the vocals. That sounded dope. Nice emotion, hysterical edge to that as well. And a fat guitar tone. And dope that they're just a 3-piece band. In this kind of music, rare to see a 3-piece band with no bass. I couldn't quite hear it because the mix was a bit quiet for some reason. I think that must have just been the way it was uploaded. So I couldn't quite make out if they'd added extra bass into it or whether they were using an octaver or something maybe. But yeah, we're starting to see that more and more often now. Not having a bassist in bands that would normally have a bassist, kind of metalcore bands and bands that would just always have a bassist, but the guitarist is using extra effects or just a really fat guitar tone to make up for it, and just saying, well, screw it, we won't have a bassist. It's a bit of a shame for the bassists out there, but man, it works. It does actually work, and it's just a cool way to do it. The next band we're going to check out is called Sidious. Their track is called Serrated. Watch out if you're sensitive. Now that's why you need a bassist in the band, because no guitar can bring that kind of tone to the mix. It sounds sick. Yeah. I am sick of this shit. Took up the serpent, give me life to take all of it. Misery of the real. Cut it deep from the start, just to rip me back open. Tell me truth, tell me lies, we'll pretend it's fine. Took up the serpent, give me life to take all of it. Misery of the real. Cut it deep from the start, just to rip me back open. Yeah. What is the point if you never fucking listen? Principles in your love, like I'm afraid of it now. Modern drummers know that a ting on the ride is just dopest. After everything you put us through, how could I think better of you? Fuck! Thickness and fatness on the guitar tones nowadays, just crazy. And always hear that bass in the mix as well, even though those guitars are super fat. And that ride just cuts through. Loved it. I just love the sound of this modern metal. The mixes are so good nowadays, and they're so punchy, loud, heavy, chunky, fat. You know, they got all the boxes ticked that you want. The guitar tones and the distortions are so up in your ears, it sounds like your head's right in the amps. You know, the drums slap you around the head and are super punchy, still got a clarity on all the cymbals that cuts through, so you can just hear every little element and nuance of the band. The mixes are so good nowadays for this kind of music as well, to just create a powerhouse, thick, solid powerhouse of sound. And when you're wearing headphones like this, because there's no space, there's no air, there's no kind of room sound to this modern stuff, which is a bit different. And if you like that kind of more reverby room sound to it, you know, this stuff is a way more dry in that respect. But it just totally fills your ears with sound, and there's no space in there. And for me personally, that lets me get lost in the music even more, because it's like it's being just directly put straight into your brain. You know, it's like connecting straight into your brain. in a digital way. I think it just feels and sounds amazing to listen to these super heavy but with a clarity, punchy mixes. It sounds absolutely great. It doesn't leave you wanting anything from the sound, in my opinion. This is a cool band. We've had them on the channel before. This is a new one called Unlove. Got a cool video to it as well. Let's check it out. Right, if you've got epilepsy, you can't watch music videos. Simple as that. Because pretty much every single video has got that issue. Great bounce in this music as well. You get straight into the mosh. There's no messing about. Just feels good to come down with a slamming snare. It's just good music to bounce about to. All these bands as well got that wailing, atmospheric, guitar-y edge to them as well. Kind of deathcore-y. It's cool though that it brings in a darkness to the music. Man, I would have liked that to have gone on a bit longer, if I was honest with you. This music just feels so great to move your body to, you know? You can really get in with the groove of it. Just coming down with the slam on the snare sounds great. Yeah, dope band. Loved everything about it. The last band we're going to check out, these are a bigger band, though. These guys have got nearly 150,000 views on this video, 53,000 subscribers, but you might have never heard of them. I've never heard of them before. That's because they're a Japanese band, and you can be massive in Japan and nowhere else in the world has pretty much heard of you. And that might be the case for this band. So we're going to check them out together. This is Deviloof. The track is called Peer Pressure. These guys sound sick. Let's check it out. We can crank this one up a little bit as well. I'm sure we've got all that. Sick drumming and guitaring. Drummer's sick. Man, lots of riffs. Man, these guys threw everything into this one. Sick! Love the tech death element to this. I wasn't expecting that much tech death in this one. Absolutely shredding on the drums and the guitar. Cool video as well. Kind of all just in the one room, but moving about. It was cool. I thought it had a cool vibe to it as well. And I thought this one as well. Let me just double check when this one actually came out, because I thought it had like a... No, it is one from 2021. I thought it had like a 2009 MySpace deathcore edge to it as well, which you really don't hear anymore. So yeah, that was cool. There you go. That's why we want to check out stuff from other places in the world, see what's going on over in Japan and other places. Dope. Well, I think we've had 4 sick bands on the channel today. Just this modern, heavy core music is pretty much what you could call it, because it's got all the different elements of the different cores in there. It's got some modern, heavy hardcore in there, and this new metal core and new hardcore edges and metalcore, and some deathcore edges in as well, with the wailing guitars and the chuggy breakdowns and all the rest of it, some guttural vocals. But it's not kind of just one of those things. It's all of those things together. So I just think this stuff is kind of like modern heavy core. Is what I would describe it as, but it sounds dope. It's got a great bounce to it. I love the mixes particularly, because the mixes just hit you really hard. Although we have had to turn some bands up today. I think that's just the way it's been uploaded to YouTube, because usually with these tracks are so pounding and heavy, there's no way that they've come out quiet, you know, because that just wouldn't happen. You couldn't get a quiet mix that also punches as hard as this. So I know they've all been mixed right. It's just the way it's been uploaded to YouTube. But yeah, the modern mix suits this music so friggin' well, because it just accentuates all the different elements of it that you want to hear. The punch, the fatness, the heaviness and the distortion, the tings and the ride and the drums and all the rest of it. It just all comes out louder and better and more in your face than it did before, and I think it sounds absolutely sick. So yeah, loving it, loving these bands. All they need to do is just chug about, have a nice groove and scream into the mic, and got the job done. Very nice. So we're going to be doing nice bands like this every single day this week. So if you're new to the channel today, hit that subscribe. If you've made it this far into the video, think about giving it a like. That would be sound. But otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with some more dope bands. Have a good one, guys. Cheers. Bye.